Aloha, make sure we're in tune. E major. Close enough. So the idea is when we're doing these alternate chords, they're all based off of full chords, but it just so happens on the guitar, by not playing a string or two, or by using the back fret of a finger to mute and or doing awkward bar type shapes, we're able to come up with some of the really cool chords, which are just partial chords or alt chords. Case in point, A major, I play a lot by keeping just that third on there, the C sharp. With my middle finger and then my third finger just right there on the A. When played open, it's just a pretty full chord. If I put down a pinky right above it, comes a sus. If I pull it off, it goes right back to it. Really like this one. Alternately, that's built out of A major. It's got the E shaped chord on the bottom, which looks like that. So thusly, if we go to the 5th fret and play what looks like the A shaped chord, that becomes a D major. A, B flat, D. What I was trying to get across today was if we have the low note on the D here and the bar chords are a problem going that way, you can play this part, the flat part that looks like your A, at the 7th fret, but use your first finger and then go out to the 9th fret and play the C sharp on the low A string. It would give you the same feeling as, not the C sharp, the F sharp. It would give you the same feeling as playing like an A major with a C sharp, so an inversion. Just here with the D, with the F sharp, so you have your third over the top. It'd be a lot like this, except your F sharp wouldn't be low in the bass. Right here, it would be high up top. So one of the good ways we can do that is just practice both of the types of fingerings with the first two fingers and then with the two types of fingers here. As I was trying to point out, a lot of chords are like built off of playing like partial bar chords, putting a finger down and then another finger in between and a finger around. So it gives you something, where it doesn't sound the greatest, but if you mute the A note as well, or accent it rather, the A string there, you get a lot of these chords I use a lot in jazz, but the alternate chords that are around that are like this C minor kind of shape right here. So a lot of the time, just like for ukulele, how we'd play a G major or a C major, and then we would do C minor. That's a lot of what I use on the guitar as well. I would call it the stairway chord. It's just an A minor. Has the 3 barred up top, the A string, the E string, the B string, and the G string. And then your third finger, after skipping a finger and a fret, goes out to the 7th fret on the D string, giving you. I tend to use this chord a lot as my minors up and down the fretboard. So one of the chords that relates to is part of today's exercise walked out. So with the first finger, you're going to play the 10th fret on an E string, giving you a D note. And then all the way above it is its bookend. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to play the second finger right there. So it looks like this. When we play them, it totally gives us the D and the F sharp. The 1 and the 3. When we move down our first finger, we're going to move this first finger all the way out of the way and put our second finger down. We're going to bring down that to the 7th fret. It's the same type of minor feel. And then it's going to go to the 5th fret for the A. Except we're going to bring our second finger or third finger right in front of it. So we're making the same shape we started with. The next shape is going to be the exact same. And then we're going to go down to the 2nd fret and play the F sharp here and then the A. Yeah, that's right. Those two plug together and then maybe a D note in between and then go back up to the G. The reason why I'm showing you this first version like this is so you'll use the first finger on the lower notes and then your second finger on the higher notes for a major chord. When you go down a half step and you know that this one can't be a major too, it has to be a minor, it's going to kind of force these two fingers to work together in your brain and go, oh, that's how you shape a minor chord while using the back fret of this finger to mute the 5th fret. sometimes even the D string if you want, but sometimes you play the D string too. It also sounds really good. It just gives you the dominant 7 over the top of these mostly. So this first finger on the D and then our second finger on the F sharp, we're going to put it on a D flat or a C sharp there, and then our second finger is going to be playing relatively, if we were thinking the G there, so it's going to have F sharp, F, G. So when we move our fingers down, we've got, we're actually just going through all the different motions of moving our notes down. So what I would suggest is kind of feel these going. And all the way down, if you start at the 12th fret, 12 and 12, you could go. Equally, if you started the whole venture with your finger already down, you could put your finger onto it and you pull it off. So maybe a little whoop, but the idea is still there. You put down a finger and then pull one off while holding down the root note. Going back to this, the first finger and the second finger, first finger and the third finger for the major, first finger and the second finger for the minor. And then minor, and then major. When we go through the portions of doing things, aloha! When we go through the portions of doing this, the first portion that we do can be played with an alternating D note in between to give us that kind of back and forth action. D note, D note, D note. So if you keep that droning through the whole thing, you'll hear how it supports the rest of these chords. If we were doing full chords, we'd have like a D major to an A with a C sharp in the bass, to a D major with a B in the bass, or a B minor, to a A major again, to a G, D with an F sharp in the bass, G major with a B in the bass, and then it goes back up to the A with a C sharp in the bass. So laid out very simply, it's exactly what you think about like with the piano. It is going down in that movement, but what we're trying to feel here is the linear movement on the bass. So the D with the second fingering can also use the second fingerings and then keep that first finger open. And the reason why I suggest that is you might want to be able to do some passive movements with that finger later when we're trying to, so something like a hear how that finger is now available to do the minor third on the minor notes and then the major third on all the majors, as it's also being accented with that D note. Something fun to ring out. Back and forth. It is a nice spread on there. The whole thing, if done with rhythm on the right hand, is just going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, fuller chords. chords, both different fingerings. Go through it, you know, just through the rep a couple, maybe like 5, 10, 15 times. You'll feel where the fingers want to cross over, and then try and correlate those with the actual bar chord. So like a D major, then a D major with the C sharp, just flattening, a B minor, A major, G major, F sharp minor, G major, A major. And you'll see how the bar chords that are just full, they're fine for using modes and scaling. But when you have these alternate chords, it's much easier to play different scales and modes over the top without having the fear that you're going to throw a wrong note in there that somebody else is going to have to work around, or vice versa. I hope that made a lot of sense. Another great way to do this is take pretty much any song you have. I guess one that would come to mind for me would be like, I don't know, G major to an A minor, to a B minor, back to the A minor to G. Shall Be Released, I think, does this progression. G, A minor to the B minor. They say that every man B minor. So all these chords are ones that we can do with these open phrasings. So why not try this G chord here? It's with a for this I'm using both the G's, low G, high G, and the third, low A, high A, and the minor third, low B, high B, and the minor third, back to the 4 chord, then back to the 1. Not 4 chord, 2 chords in the 1. I see the sun come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, anyway now, I shall be relieved. Fun. I hope that's good for this week. I hope you had fun too. I enjoyed seeing you, and I'll see you next week. Aloha.